Namaskar. Please like this video because there is much to like about it. Whenever you start watching this thing, please do like it on YouTube, or if you happen to be watching it on Facebook, do share the link and also put in a comment wherever you are watching it on. It is important that this channel grow quickly because we are going to give you these really short snippets of what is happening. Today, we're going to talk about the new charge sheet that has been filed against V.N. Sasikala, also known as Chinnamma, of Tamil Nadu politics. Now, let's go back quickly and look at what happened. September 2014, Sasikala and Jayalalitha were imprisoned for disproportionate assets case for a period of 4 years. Now, Jayalalitha was put in a prison in Bengaluru, and I think Sasikala also was there, and she was not taking proper medication, it is believed, and then they transferred her to a house arrest in Chennai. And then this was a lower court judgment that was overturned by the Karnataka High Court judgment, which said that the amount of bribe taken is not commensurate to the punishment, and they said that it is not some number calculation. They set aside the lower court judgment. Dikuna, the judge who had ruled that Jayalalitha and Sasikala had to go 4 years in prison. And then 2016 elections happened. Jayalalitha came back, but the majority was much, much less. But she again was sworn in as the chief minister. But by December 2016, she passed away. From December 2016 onwards, up until sometime in February 2017, it was Sasikala who was managing the thing. Unfortunately for Sasikala, things weren't going in her way because in February 2017, the Supreme Court set aside the Bengaluru High Court judgment and ruled that Sasikala has to go to jail. But I think she had an inkling of this when Jayalalitha died in December 2016 to first of all protect her flock, because DMK had 98 and I think ADMK had 120. It was not a very big majority. If DMK was going to poach a few MLAs, she had to save from that. So what she ended up doing was she took her entire flock, lodged them in a resort, and converted that more or less into a jail. Nobody could come in, nobody could go out. In this kind of atmosphere, she chose Edappadi Palanisamy, EPS, as the candidate for chief ministership. Why she didn't anoint herself as the chief minister, I don't know. She'll only have to explain, but be that as it may, EPS became the chief minister. Up until then, OPS had been the stopgap chief minister under Jayalalitha. This time, she chose EPS. OPS got sidelined. February 2017, the verdict comes that the Bengaluru High Court verdict was incorrect and she has to go back to prison. So now, Jayalalitha is gone. Only it is Sasikala, and she goes back to prison. So we at PGurus, this is a juicy matter. We have to come up with some cartoons. So we're going to show you some cartoons from that era that shows you what happened. So here we go. First one is, now I'm jumping ahead here. There was an instance in July 2017 when the then warden of prisons, or one of the persons holding up a high position there, D. Rupa IPS, got transferred. Why? Because she wrote in her report that Sasikala had converted her jail cell into a resort. Now, let's take a look at before that what happened. Look at this. For keeping her flock, Sasikala had converted a resort into a jail. This, I think, somewhere in Pondicherry, if I'm not wrong. It doesn't matter, but entire group was just held hostage there until the until the chief minister was chosen, which happened to be EPS. And then right after that, we had this instance of D. Rupa being transferred, but pointing out that Sasikala was actually going in and out of jail. She was going and doing shopping along with another girl called 𝗣𝗚𝘂𝘀𝘀𝘀. I don't know if she is related or not. It doesn't matter again. But for doing this report, Rupa got marching orders. She got transferred out of the prisons and she went into, I don't remember where she went. I think she's perhaps in a better position now. But this is the life of an IPS officer. You stand up for what is right and you get punished for it. This is not just in the state government, it's also true in the central government, and it spans all political parties. Very, very regretful. Anyway, let's go back and take a look at what happened. So now things get interesting. So EPS must have really got the blessings of Chinnamma. That's why he became CM. So let us say, for reasons of governance, that he got some of the money which Chinnamma was supposed to be inherited. Chinnamma was supposed to have inherited from Jayalalitha, because she had the keys to the post garden. And you know that, politicians will always be very close to their money. And whatever it is, Chinnamma was the one who had all the money, and she must have parted some of that to EPS. She also was keeping all the MLAs together, so clearly some money was exchanged there. So all that, so EPS had gained her trust, and he was the chief minister. Now, the problem was Mr. OPS was feeling left out. He didn't get the chief ministership, which he was expecting to. It didn't seem to matter. I mean, no matter how much of obeisance he was paying to now Chinnamma and then Amma, it seems like Chinnamma was not satisfied. Clearly, there was something there. So what does OPS do? He goes to Jayalalitha's memorial, sits there and says that I'm going to do dharna, I'm going to have my own party. So he starts he splits ADMK. Now, who was actually financing OPS's party? Because we know that the money was with Sasikala, and she is in jail, and her nephew TTV Dinakaran wants to do her own party. He called it AMMK, I think. So the money is, kind of getting split in different ways. So it is a mystery till today as to who was financing the OPS operation, and who was convinced at the center that by doing this, they can essentially split ADMK. And who knows, perhaps the rank and file will flock to the one party that doesn't have a foothold in South India, in Tamil Nadu, which is BJP. Did that happen? Well, there are rumors that BJP was relying on the wisdom of a certain individual who told that if you do this, then practically ADMK becomes BJP TN. Well, none of that happened. These two had a rapprochement, and now EPS and OPS are kind of together. And now what is happening is there is a charge sheet filed at VN Sasikala for what she did during her prison term. So not only she, but 6 people who are working in the prisons are also charge sheeted. I'm hoping and praying that this case will see the logical end and not be used just to try and keep Sasikala from jumping up and down or being a factor in Tamil Nadu politics. Why do I say that? You know that the municipal elections are now going to take place. The filings are going on now. A lot of pushing and shoving, jostling for tickets. In fact, DMK and Congress are like, butting heads here. Rahul Gandhi says, I'm a Tamil suddenly. And the Congress leaders in Tamil Nadu are saying, oh, no, we need more than what you are offering. Blah, blah, blah. But be that as it may. So that is one side. The other side, BJP has said that it is going to go it alone. So with a new president and a new manifesto that they shall run a clean government and that they will be able to rise to the people's aspirations in the middle of the kind of mayhem that the DMK government has wrought. 210 plus temples demolished. Not a single church, not a single mosque, touched even. Okay. And if there is a case that involves members of the minority community, the ministers are lining up to paper it over and say it is not that, it is not that, it is not that. Very interesting times ahead in Tamil Nadu. Do share, like, and subscribe to this channel, and let us see how this saga plays out till the end. Namaskar. you.